What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and welcome to our SEC football channel. I've been asked to give a little bit more coverage on LSU, so I wanted to talk about some of the changes to the LSU offense. And a huge change is the addition of Joey Brady to the offensive staff. He's listed as their passing game coordinator, and he brings a lot of knowledge in the RPO game to LSU, and that is going to, I think, really benefit this LSU offense. I'll quickly tell you what an RPO is in case you maybe don't know that, but RPO stands for Run Pass Option. If you guys know about the read option, obviously the quarterback can either keep the ball or hand the ball off depending on a certain defender that he is reading. Well, defenses have adjusted to that. They'll bring an extra man. And so what the RPO gives you the option of doing, instead of keeping the ball, you have a receiver run right behind that extra defender. You throw the football to that receiver, and there's been a lot of success. Joey Brady spent the last couple of years with the New Orleans Saints. He also has spent some time with Joe Moorhead, who really had a big part in developing the RPO game. So bringing his knowledge to this LSU offense, I think, is going to be really, really big for them. He's not the offensive coordinator. He's just the passing game coordinator, I believe is what his job title is. Ed Orgeron said about his hire, Joe is energetic and innovative. He spent the last 2 seasons working with Sean Payton at the New Orleans Saints, and he brings to our staff extensive knowledge of the RPO game. He's an outstanding coach that will be a tremendous asset to our football team. In addition to serving as our passing game coordinator, he will work alongside Mickey Joseph in coaching our talented group of wide receivers. So again, he's going to, I think, be a very big part of this LSU offense and really evolving them, taking them to that next level on offense. You look at this LSU team, and really what I just want to kind of give you guys is my opinion of what this means to LSU and how it's going to affect them. Does it make them a little bit more of a dangerous team, not only in the SEC, but potentially nationally as a playoff contender? This LSU defense is loaded. We've talked about it. I gave you my top 10 LSU players back a few weeks ago. If you missed that video, you can go check it out. But yeah, we gave you our top 10 LSU players, and it was just loaded with defensive players. There were guys I left off that list that you guys were commenting saying, what about this guy? What about that guy? Because this defense is going to be that good. I think it's probably going to be the most talented defense in the SEC. Yes, I think LSU's defense will be more talented than Alabama's in 2019. They're just loaded. Georgia's really good. Florida's really good. Alabama's really good. But I think LSU might be just a notch above those teams when it comes to their defense. But you look at LSU and what they've done over the past several years, they've always had a good defense for the most part. They've always had a good run game for the most part. But they've really lacked an explosive offense because they've been limited a little bit. You look at Joe Burrow last year. He did a lot of good things for them in the pass game, but he wasn't great. He wasn't super efficient. They weren't explosive in the passing game, even though I thought Joe Burrow did a great job for them. For them to get to that next level, to compete with the Alabama and the Clemsons, to have it on both sides of the ball, to be able to go out and score 50 points on any given Saturday, and to be able to shut down the opposing team's offense in most cases. Obviously, you're going to be facing some teams that you just can't stop. But to have all of that, you've got to have a little bit more balance. You've got to have a little bit more explosiveness in the passing game. And I think these RPOs could be just what the doctor ordered for this LSU offense. If they can start to put an offense together that can be a top 10 offense, an offense that's up there with Alabama and Clemson, LSU becomes very dangerous in 2019. And I mean very dangerous. This could be a team that could win the national championship. Absolutely. Now, will it come together that quickly, that well? We'll see. That's yet to be seen, obviously. Going to be really curious to see what they look like in the spring game. Now, I don't think they're going to show a whole lot, but maybe they'll show some of what this offense has evolved into. But you look at Alabama, they did it with defense. Their defense has been dominant for several years, and I'd say Alabama's defense has been better than LSU's over the past 10 years or so. But what has taken them to that next level, because of Georgia getting better and because of Clemson getting better, they've had to develop their offense and make it more wide open with Tua there at quarterback. And it's taken Alabama to another level. Obviously, it wasn't enough to beat Clemson because Clemson was just a team that was just unstoppable last season. But even though they were lost to Clemson and they were blown out in that game, I still think that was possibly the best Alabama team that Nick Saban has had, and it's definitely the best offense that they've had. So again, LSU now, if they can duplicate that and put together an explosive offense to go along with their elite defense, they become serious contenders, not only in the SEC but in the playoff race. I haven't really done videos yet on how the SEC could get 2 playoff teams into the college football playoffs, but it's pretty simple. If LSU loses to Alabama, wins the rest of their games, and Alabama goes undefeated, LSU is going to be in the college football playoffs unless you just have 4 undefeated conference champions. They're probably going to be there. Now, if they get blown out by Alabama, it might be a little bit tougher, but they're going to have very good wins on the resume. So I think they can get to the playoffs without beating Alabama. And I think Alabama's just going to be a monster this year. I think that they're just a team that it's going to be tough for anybody to beat because of the way they lost last year and what they have coming back. That's just going to be a really dangerous team. So for me, LSU's path is to win the rest of their games. Florida's going to be a huge game. Auburn's going to be a big game. But it's doable. Texas, obviously, early in the season. That's going to be the real indicator of just how good this LSU team is going to be, is how do they play against Texas. But if they can win those games and compete with Alabama, just lose by 10, 14 points, something like that, they're going to the playoffs. I can pretty much guarantee it, again, unless you got a bunch of undefeated teams, and that has not been the case over the last few years. So will this be enough to get them over the hump? Will it be enough? Again, I think they have the talent on defense. They have the wide receivers. They have the offensive line. Joe Burrow at quarterback. I think that they have it at running back. So all of the pieces are there for LSU to be a very, very dangerous team and a contender for the college football playoffs, and a team that, who knows, might could even win the national championship in 2019. I'd love to get your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think about LSU? Will these changes on offense be enough to take them to that next level? Again, please let me know your thoughts. We'll continue to bring you more coverage. You're going to try to spread it around and cover all of the SEC a little bit better. If you have been watching this channel, we were kind of waiting to get things monetized, had to go through a review process and things like that. But looking to really ramp things up this week. We'll be talking about all the spring games as well. So if you want more SEC football, make sure you keep it right here. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports SEC Football Channel.